My next guest was named the top conservative in the United States Senate by National Journal magazine by having a, quote, perfect conservative voting record. So why is he fighting? Yes, fighting a proposed ban on earmarks and even saying it's unconstitutional to ban them. Joining me now is Republican Senator Jim Inhofe from Oklahoma. Senator Inhofe, it's a pleasure. Welcome here. I think I understand your argument. And your argument is that Congress should decide, and not the White House or a federal bureaucrat, how money should be spent. And the reason that is so is because that's the way the Constitution creates the government. Congress tells the president what money to spend, and he or people that work for him write the checks. Do I have that right?
You got it right.
Well, what is the debate about? Does Jim DeMint want the White House to decide, and do you want your colleagues to decide?
No, Judge, first of all, you're a constitutional lawyer. I'm not even a lawyer, so when I read the Constitution, I know what it says. The Constitution is very clear. Article 1, Section 9 says that we, the direct representatives, that's what Madison and Hamilton called us, are supposed to do the spending. Now, here's the problem that we have, and a lot of people don't know this. When the Obama sends his budget to Congress, that comes, and we're supposed to look at that budget, then within the guidelines of the budget, make the changes that we want to make. One example, I'm going to use this on the floor of the Senate on Monday. He wants to spend $300 million on a certain kind of a launching system. It's good. I'd like to have it. We can't afford it. Instead, I want to use the same amount of money on 6 F/A-18 fighters. Now, the amount of money is the same. It doesn't cost anything more.
Right.
But under the definition that they're talking about, you can't do that's an earmark, and you can't do it.
I understand that.
And otherwise, now, if you don't do that, that means that the president is going to do all the spending, and this isn't what the Constitution
That's not
says
my
we're supposed to
problem.
do.
My problem is not with legitimate defense expenditures. Sure, the defense budget is bloated. All the budgets are bloated. My problem is things like $1 million to build a new municipal building in the city of Piedmont, Oklahoma. Now, I love Oklahoma, and I'm very happy when I'm there, and it's a great state. But I live in New Jersey. Why the heck should my tax dollars pay to build a municipal building in Piedmont?
Well, in the first place, that was an unfunded mandate. The government came along and said, you have to have certain wastewater treatment plants and all of this, and an unfunded mandate. If you talk to any mayor in America, they'll say the biggest problems are not crime in the street or prostitution, it's unfunded mandates. They also complain that, talk about the test cell at Tinker Air Force Base. Our test cell at Tinker Air Force Base is 50 years old. We're testing the KC-135s, the B-2s, all these.
I don't want to get into the weeds,
do it and defend America.
But you call yourself a champion of the Constitution. But if the Constitution doesn't authorize the federal government to spend or regulate in an area, like building municipal buildings for local towns and cities, why should there even be any federal money going there? I'm not talking about who's deciding who's getting the money. I'm suggesting the money shouldn't be going out. The Congress shouldn't be legislating.
Well, you know, a lot of these things that people don't like, if they are legitimate authorizations and then appropriations, if they don't like them, they can vote against them, and I would vote against them too. The problem you have, if you broad brush and you say that we can't in Congress do the spending, then this is what, you know, Madison and Hamilton said that we're supposed to do. And I can tell you right now, if you're going to depend on President Obama to defend America without us changing his budget around, I can assure you. Now, you might say I'm concerned about our 5 major military installations in the state of Oklahoma.
No, I'm not talking about the military. I'm talking about when they absolutely waste money studying the sex life of ants. I mean, I don't see that in the Constitution. I don't know why the government is even putting any money there, no matter who's deciding on it.
No, that's not the issue, but I agree with you. In fact, I heard your interview of Rand Paul. I agree with everything he said. He was saying that through the committee system, he needs to do things for his state in Kentucky. I agree with that. I mean, and you have to do things for not just your own state, but for, I hate to go back to the military system, but that's where I spend most of my time. You have to defend America. And I can tell you right now, Obama's not going to do it. Our ideas on defending our country are not the same.
Somehow, I don't think
there's
the
a
government
serious
is going to
constitutional
change.
argument.
Thanks, Senator. Somehow, I don't think the government's going to change no matter who runs it. There's such a temptation to take the people's money and give it away. But I appreciate your argument. You're a good guy to come on, and I thank you for your time. Thank you. Pennsylvania, you know that state, home of the Liberty Bell. It's where the Declaration of Independence was signed. It's where the Constitution was written. It's also where lawful protesters are being treated as if they are terrorists. Freedom Watch exposes a shocking truth. You won't believe this. Next.